guess, so.
A couple question. My girlfriend gets mad when I watch an argument with her. Is it not better for me to watch it than cheat? What can you tell her?
I feel like girls who like don't let their guys watch are just like pretty like
Insecure?
it's insecure because you should be realistic that like men have like desires for different things. Like if they're seeing like the same like all the time, like maybe they want to like spice up in their minds and like see like a smaller hits and stuff. And I think that's actually healthy for their life because it's like when they see you and it's like, oh, it's a different one that they just saw on here. So I think it's gonna be a healthy thing. And like I feel like girls who like knock it down are just like it's insecure and like you should really see like it's not cheating, although she could start feeling like that's what you like. I think it is an issue if the guy is only specifically looking up like a certain like one certain look, like let's say if like your girlfriend's Latina and she's
Shout out to
like
Latinas.
blonde, then it's like you just started seeing the blondes. It's wrong. Like you're just watching the blondes. He only likes blondes and she's a Latina. Then I think it's wrong a little bit.
And also,
so I think change it up a little bit.
The boyfriend has to watch Real Housewives of LA or some boring show with her. Why can't he watch?
I think it's go for it. Why not?
Do you have a price where you will quit this? I guess that means content. Like, is there a price where someone was like, "Here's $5 million. We just stop today"? Like, would you have a price or no? You didn't think about that. Some of these aren't my questions. But like,
I mean, I feel like I have made a substantial amount and I'm still always want more. So they'll give me that. And I'm like, no, I know how much more I can make. And honestly, like I said, it's like become a hobby to me. So I would honestly feel like a part of me is missing. And being in this industry, it actually like gives me the opportunity to explore desires. Cause like, obviously I'm a little bit like more than the regular person. And, it has opened like different like doors to me, like to like different girls and like, like the different guys, because I actually used to be a little bit like nervous about like with girls, and me, like when I started first doing it, I was first that nervous and now it's like, I can do this, so it helped me a lot.
And do you think you like reverse engineered the game? Like you came in from social media, the entertainment? It's kind of like a backwards way, like a newfound way.
Well, I had the intentions. Yeah, like I knew what I was
doing. You don't want to
doing.
be on like a browsers or just like a industry type set, right? You wanted to do your own thing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm like very like my way. Kind of person. So being on set with someone and like them having like the rights to it and stuff like that, it's not something that like I really like. It just doesn't make really much sense for me. And I'm like very business minded, so it's like in my head, I'm like, I'll make the next Brazzers. Like I don't know.
And do you have a roster full of men? Like, do you have a bunch of options in Miami or all over?
I'm pretty picky. So I mean, I wish I had like a longer roster. I mean, sometimes I feel like, dang, like I need some deep, but it's.
What's the longest you've gone without having?
Ooh, since I lost
3 minutes.
No.
2 days.
From May to December last year, I didn't have.
Wait, December that just passed?
Like on purpose, like
Why?
a fast?
Were you in the middle of your content?
I was vacationing in Europe, and there was no like. Yes, like I went away June, and then I didn't really like come back. And I know
that's 6 months.
I know.
That's half a year.
Promise. It went 6 months, and then
incredible.
At that point, I was just like, I was being picky, like who gets my, you know what I mean? And then also too, like I had like a lot of good prior to that with someone, so it's like sometimes like you get like kind of like dick sprung, and you're like,
that's interesting.
I don't want any other.
I feel like that's so long for a woman.
Were you more productive, or did you come out horny, or did you come out anything from that, or it was just like 6 months of sex?
I guess like it kind of like when I started having, I realized like I actually needed a little break. Like I thought that I needed a little break, and I feel like it made me a better performer. Like having that little weight,
Yeah, I was probably
masturbating at night is more beneficial than melatonin. Honestly, it's a good sleep aid.
It's the best. Yeah. I'm all for I used to like actually let my boyfriend like go to the bathroom like hey, go like before the gym, like if I wasn't.
You wouldn't let him just crank one right in bed?
Yeah.
Oh, you.
Well, no. He wants his privacy.
Oh.
For that he could just sometimes like he wants a jerk, because I know it's like people like sometimes like like a little self is great too.
A little and that they're able to have enough.
Yes, and then
that's a good move. Yeah,
that's my strategy.
And do you have any relationship rules? Like, can you, if you're dating a guy, can you hook up with other girls, or it's just exclusive? What's your rules?
My relationship rules: you can only have the girl with me, or you have to film it. If you have to show me.
It's pretty much like Lena and Adam in a sense, right?
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And
can he instead of filming it, can he stream you in so you can watch it live?
I totally would like that. I feel like one of my biggest fantasies one day is to actually see my man, a girl, and then me tied up and him like not letting me, and him just like teasing me with it for a really long time, and I'm not getting to it.
What's a high value man in your opinion? You're into like alpha men, or?
Yes, only.
Really?
Like,
have you ever had like a beta cuck, or no? Or would you?
Like a guy who plays video games.
No, that's not mean a beta cuck. Like,
No.
Like,
Like, would you find a beta man attractive or a
bald
cuck?
Italian guys with tattoos?
No. Like I
and
said, like
drink whiskey,
like for instance,
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, like
Joe
with the-
Rogan is your dream man.
Mm,
Physically, what? Physical wise.
what do you mean? Like maybe
Like,
like the
like what he looks
mixture
like.
of like The Rock and like John Cena and Ben Affleck,
Yeah.
and like of course I
Well,
would
Ben
love
Affleck-
that. But like I said, sometimes
Ben
like
Affleck's an actor though. That's kind of beta.
yeah, I mean I
John
like,
Cena.
J-Lo's not beta.
True. I mean, I don't know how he pulled that off, but John Cena, no, obviously, John Cena, like
Just
giant,
saying beta
thick,
and
strong.
alpha is so lame to me, but it's funny at the same time. And what's your take on a high value man?
Hang
in
on,
your
she didn't
opinion?
answer it,
I
dummy.
know.
Go back.
which part?
High value
The alpha thing. You only guys.
Oh.
No, I'll have like I said, like with like the non-alpha men, it's a kind of like a I'm giving them a treat.
Well,
How do you
it's
even
also
know,
your
though?
version
You
of
could-
it. Like
someone
It's
could
just a
be-
demeanor. I could talk to you for 30 seconds and know if I'm gonna be the pants or if I'm
are
gonna be
we
the dominating
alphas or
one or
betas?
not.
Us two.
Not good.
And also when we're
I
in
feel
the,
like
when we're in
I
bed
feel like
together,
both
us
of you
two.
can be both.
That's right, baby.
Is
That's
that
what
a
you
bad
want.
thing? We could reverse.
That's what you
No,
want. The old
it's good.
switcheroo.
So you're
It's
saying
good.
we have a personality? No, I'm kidding. But
no, that's good.
honestly,
The old switcheroo. If you
some-
could only come out as one, that's bad because
Okay,
you're
I have
never
a
going to be
theory on
you're never
this.
going to be able to surprise
You
them.
know how you're talking about how girls get mad that their guys are insecure? I
Right.
honestly think if someone's 100% like an alpha bro, they have some type of insecurity. They were a loser back in the day. They're compensating for something else. There's something weird going on haywire. You could read a pickup artist book word for word, go out of the bar and get laid from that. But a year down the road, a girl will be like, wait a minute, this isn't who this guy is.
Well, like
So-
usually like the alpha guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys tend to be like the more
I'm not
insecure.
dissing them.
No,
I'm
no.
It's for everything.
true. Like
Like you
the
can fool
eyes-
people.
I would
like,
say most
you
of
know
those
what I mean?
guys are like the ones that come with like the mental issues and like they always say like the toxic stick and whatever. So yes, like I feel like I've tended to like go to those alpha men because they're the better lays because you know they're
Really?
trying to and of course sometimes they could even be like the broke ones. So they're trying to like, you know.
And now everyone, like, it's therapy so popular. Back in the day, alpha guy was probably like a guy who's like, therapy. What am I, a loser? Now everyone is like, therapy's like so like in. Everyone's like, oh yeah, I went to see my therapist.
I
Like
think
10 years ago, you would have looked at it as like a beta cuck.
I figured it was
Okay.
trending the other way with the whole Pete Davidson thing. You think like the tall, skinny, you know,
People would claim he's alpha.
depressed guy is the one who's like slinging dick now. I feel like it's went the other way a little bit. But you do kind of come off as like a girl who would be into. You just kind of.
What
like
does that
alpha.
mean? That's mean.
No, she looks like a girl who like a big, strong, bald guy.
You keep saying that. She didn't even, she's Ben Affleck, John Cena, The Rock.
What are you talking?
I mean,
John Cena,
I
The
would
Rock.
yes, of course I would prefer because I would love to like I like to get picked up and feel like you can dominate me.
But is
because
all the
naturally I
sex
am
or
a
is it
guy
more
in the
nat-
gym. She likes the gym.
But is it all what's happening in the bedroom, or is it physically how they're physically attracted
Exactly.
right when
It's
you
kind
see
of like
them?
they have like a better emotional intelligence, you know, like kind of like in the way like or how they treat me when we're out and stuff. Like they're like, you know, making the plan. Like I'm very like hard to decide on things. Like they're like going with the, you know, I'm gonna all right, we're going here, we're going there, this is what we're doing. Like it's kind of like decision making. It's kind of like
I suck at that.
you know, it's a whole thing inside the bedroom and outside the bedroom. I can tell like on an alpha, you know.
Is Pete
I think there's a
Davidson-
difference between alpha man and high value man. High value man, someone trying to work on them to
But
get
that's
better.
two
you
different
know?
questions,
Yeah.
you see?
That's what I was
So
saying.
a high value man is like what? Someone ambitious, like someone that wants to
Trying-
listen.
Yeah, I was just saying a
someone-
guy who looks then, you know, strong and alpha.
My thing is though,
Yeah.
hunts,
But
drinks.
that's but a lot of the times it doesn't mean that they're
There's-
alpha. Sometimes they're like
there's these podcasts
low-key,
selling
like,
courses how to be high value men. The
Yeah.
people who are buying them obviously aren't high value men. They're kids in college, bro.
But yeah, they're also
Those are people-
16-year-olds.
you know
that
what I
are
mean?
no,
Yeah, they
no
wanna
man with
be-
a
they
brain or
wanna
any
be that
life
sometimes,
experience is
you know what I
buying
mean?
those.
But yeah.
right.
But so do you think Pete Davidson's attractive? Your answer should be no.
You would because of the
just
face.
looked
No,
off
but
off of
because
him.
I know he has a giant, him more attractive.
Allegedly.
And because he's famous, it's attractive. That
Well,
he's
I
like
mean,
I don't
someone-
care too much about the famous part.
And he banged Kim
Yeah.
Kardashian, so it's like, oh, that's a cosign.
Val,
Like, oh, I
100%,
fuck him.
yeah. Or even
Of
before
course.
that, banging
Just like you
anything.
come on the show, you're like, Kazumi
If you-
did it, and you saw you on the Explore page.
Yeah,
or
like
some-
you
know
see a
what I mean?
guy, you say you see a guy, whoever, alpha, beta, whatever, and then you
It's so
found
funny
out,
saying beta
then
now.
you found out he hooked up with, you know, some famous smoke
It
show.
makes him
Does that
hotter.
immediately
Makes him hotter.
rise him up in your book just
Yeah.
because of that? Even if he's a skinny nerd, like Pete
Yeah,
Davidson, basically.
I would think that like there's a reason why she hooked up with him.
Yeah, I'm not
You know,
slinging.
there's
I'm
some-
not.
That's
I'm
what
not
the
slinging
kids
off.
Something.
But anytime
We
that I
know,
got
we
like
know.
a really hot
We
girl
know.
was the fact of that I had another girl. The girl was like jealous or saw me with a girl. She's like, oh, he okay.
Funny
You know what
as
I mean? That's how
usual.
Yeah,
it
it
works.
helps for
That's
sure.
what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So besides physical looks, but single most
Tom's got a new girlfriend. Any advice
single
for him?
most preferred trait in a guy, like exotic, whoever. It's always sense of humor and funny. Is that what it is?
Not
Oh,
always. I feel like.
But you don't. I don't. Think, I
feel
don't
like
get that vibe
that's
from
such a
you.
lie when girls say the guy has to be funny. That's not true because
Yeah,
if the
it's true.
guy's just number one funny,
course it's not
I
true.
feel like the girl's gonna friend zone him. So I
Exactly.
feel like
Of
when they
course.
say
Exactly.
it's funny,
it's
that's
money
Exactly.
and just stature.
Exactly.
I've seen so many smoke shows. I talked to their boyfriend. The guy's about as interesting as the bottom of my shoe, and I want to punch him in the face.
Yeah, in
I'm like,
2023, I feel like it's a very big thing when you ask girls this, it's like money.
Another misconception too.
And then also too, like when I say that, I'm kind of like, it's not the same for me. But you know, a lot of girls, like their number one thing that they're gonna say